Alright, y'all, we're gonna wait for this song to end, and then we'll get right on with the first match. Also, I'd like to, welcome everyone to PRIDEfgc. This year, it's good to be a part of this event. There's going to be a lot of good fighting games at this one, and we're all supporting a good cause here, the Trevor Project, which I'll have a lot more to talk about once we really get into it. But yeah, I'm very happy to be hosting Sailor Moon S. This is a good game that I picked up maybe a couple of years ago, and I've just been having so much fun with it. Alright, I think we're about ready to get started. I'm also joined by Juicy, if you want to give a little introduction.
Hello, I'm Juicy. I am far more involved with puzzle game tournament organizing over at Puzzle Wednesday, but I picked the same time period, like about 2-3 years ago. I started running this locally. We had a couple regionals, but this game kind of embodies what I love about fighting games, and it's not like the real tense fundamental action. It's being able to live out like a Looney Tunes cartoon, but in real life. This game has so many conventional wisdoms that did not exist at the time. So, no safe jumps, no empty jumps, throwing people out of the air. Fantastic time. I'm here to have fun. It'll be really cool.
Yeah, this game is really, it's strong. The characters are all very good at something, and it's all kind of brought together by like how strong defense is, because you have guard cancels, you can guard cancel backdash, and that just, that really ties it all together. And I think we're going to see a pretty good character variety. I'd be surprised if there are any characters we don't see this tournament. So we should be starting our first match.
What do we got?
We're going to have astrodesert versus Ace Hearts. Now, Ace Hearts is new to me. astrodesert, kind of a more storied player who plays Sailor Pluto, a character that I think gets kind of underrated in the grand scheme of things.
I feel like you can get a lot off of Pluto just from hard knowledge checks, because I think I've only played 2 within the state of Florida.
Yeah, that would make sense. I guess people are kind of like underwhelmed by Pluto in some ways because she has long range, of course, but she can't, for example, chain into her sweep, which is something that feels very fundamental to this game. Her sweep is slow, but it has a lot of range. Yeah, Ben Reed saying in chat, this game is somehow 20 plus years ahead of its time. This game came out in 1994. This game was running alongside something like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
I can't believe Arc System Works called backdash throw just like they would. What? Guilty Gear Missing Link came out 2-3 years later?
4, I think, 1998. Which, for how fast like fighting games could evolve, because Capcom was making like X-Men versus Street Fighter and Marvel versus Capcom, and SNK was well into KOF and stuff like that. It's really impressive to see like anime game principles work their way into things this early on. Okay, looks like we got our first match.
They had a clear vision from game 1, so you have to give them that. Okay.
Are you going to spectate, or do you want me to Discord share it?
That's your call. I'm already spectating, but
okay,
sometimes SNES 9X kind of gets lost in the time vortex.
Yeah, well,
so
we
if
are
things
character
don't
select.
quite work out for this one, yeah. We'll know after this match if I'm talking in the future or the past, and we'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah, we will play it by ear.
We were talking in this in DMs in the lead up, but I'm still surprised that something with like the pedigree of the Super Nintendo still does not have real good net play solutions in this day and age. I'm glad this exists, but it's definitely the weakest of the Fightcade suite.
Yeah, it's so weird. There are so many games that have like some sort of very strong net play solution, from Duck Station to, honestly, even stuff like PCSX and Dolphin feel better than this at times, but wow, yeah, Astro is really laying into Ace Hearts right now.
It's weird how both stubby yet long-reaching a lot of Pluto's normals are, and you can't really tell. Like, does the staff have disjoints? I'm assuming it must, right?
It does. A lot of things are surprisingly disjointed in this game, and most of your way through things. Yeah, most of your way through things is like maybe you'll be able to backdash to counter them, or you'll have a different, like you'll have a crouching normal that beats her standing heavy kick, stuff like that. This is good pressure though. Ace Hearts is definitely catching on here.
Yeah, we're respecting coconuts a lot right now. There were some solutions there where walking forward was the best option. Okay, funny guard cancel DP. Love to see that. It feels like if you're not going for specials, Jupiter's only button in this seems to be like crouch HK.
Yeah, Jupiter's buttons are a little underwhelming. Her standing light kick's, a standard solid button in this game. Their standing heavy kick, it traded, but that might be a Pluto thing.
Again, there's a matchup I know the least, it's Pluto, but it definitely feels like sweeps tended to trade more often than not. But I don't know if that's a hard and fast rule or is just circumstance played out that way.
Yeah, because hitboxes in this game are very strong. And this matchup's interesting. Both these characters are kind of slow and want to work you towards a corner. And Jupiter in particular, like, her kind of reversal options are limited. She has SPD naturally, but if you, like, respect the range on that, which Pluto has no trouble doing, she's sort of limited to backdash Coconut, which, for anyone not familiar, Coconut's the projectile she has, which does not hit from the air. It hits when it touches the ground and creates a sort of pillar. That move,
if you can,
it's super interesting.
Like if you,
it's got different ranges
that it'll fly at. 6 feet, then like you're essentially an advantage in neutral with her.
Oh, there's Tornado. Yep. Pluto's Tornado also, the light punch version does not go full screen. The heavy punch version is kind of a stationary chip damage machine. So again, a lot of things about this character that are a little unintuitive or maybe do not seem good at first glance. So I can see why she's maybe not as popular. The main thing that really helps Pluto...
Trying to guess out of like heavy Tornado is basically hell. You need to be patient enough to wait for your guard cancel window to not be snuffed out.
Yeah. And yeah, you can even guard cancel with projectiles there, which is really important for kind of finding your footing in these projectile wars. Yeah,
just
you can see here.
Straight back.
Very consistent at, guard cancel fireball here, and that's really getting Astro to in a winning position here, putting Ace Heart in the corner. It's really not an ideal position. Oh, I see the startup of Desperation, but Jupiter Desperation is not a good move. Hold on. I think I forgot to update the score on that one.
We're already in a 1-1 situation. You know what? You should just do Jupiter Desperation because you'll scare someone because you don't see it. And then it wraps around to being a good move.
I don't think it works like that. No,
you saw Third Strike Evo, that's how it works.
Yeah, we've had a long-running bit of commentary on that, how even Chibi Moon's jab can beat Jupiter Desperation. It's just the state of the game. Yeah, it's okay though. Jupiter, has such a good, well-rounded toolkit outside of that. I mean, again, her grounded normals are kind of limited, her air normals are perfectly fine, and her specials are really where she shines. Okay. Astrodesert up one round.
We're already kind of quarter locked here.
Yeah, Ace Hearts.
Boy.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good SPD. If Ace Hearts isn't totally keen to doing backdash coconut, then the match is probably going to go like, get locked down in the corner by Pluto, unfortunately. Good anti-airs. And yeah, having a button anti-air in this game is really useful. So that's another thing that helps out Pluto.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like a bunch of characters in this just functionally don't have HP. That's a throw with punish more than anything.
So that is 2-0 astrodesert. I don't know why it's not updating. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be 2-0 astrodesert.
All right. Ooh, stream match is going to be Ben Reed versus ChovySalts.
All right, that's cool. Let's see. Put this on in the meantime. Not familiar with Chovy. Looks like they have some fans in the chat. But I know Ben Reed has been playing this game a while. One of the stronger players for sure. And plays Sailor Mercury. I'm pretty sure. I hope I didn't get that wrong.
Nope, you're...
Yeah.
I am intimately familiar.
Oh, right, of course. You're also from Florida, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's driven to our region a couple times over, and he is just a general terror.
Yeah, I think I met him once.
I think he made second.
Incidentally, I met him at like I'm pretty sure I met him after Combo Breaker in the airport. Like I noticed his Combo Breaker shirt and hit him up. Very, very nice guy. But you'll see what Mercury is capable of doing in this game, because this is a character that's got kind of the fastest walk speed and some good like charge fireball and a Tiger Knee that is also a kind of fireball, and that gives her some pretty strong pressure, especially in the corner.
Good throw, wall jump for misdirection. Like, I don't really know that there's a lot that she doesn't ultimately have.
Mm-hmm. And this, I'm not sure what to make of this matchup. I mean, the one thing I know is these two are girlfriends. Everyone understands this.
Okay.
But as far as the matchup, I really don't know what to make of it. I feel like Mercury probably has a bit of an advantage, just like due to having much better grounded speed, being able to get around coconuts. Because, like, again, that is kind of a stationary projectile that you throw out as much offensively as you do defensively. You kind of throw it out in front of you, between you and the opponent, to keep them from walking into your space. And it's just a lot easier for Mercury to get in on that compared to some characters.
This is one that I'm going to need to be fact-checked hard on, but if I remember right, doesn't Mercury have a bit of a disjoint on her HP throw?
I don't know what the throw ranges look like, to be honest. She doesn't have this one weird thing where I believe she's slightly unsafe on throw tech, which there is throw tech in this game, by the way, which might come as a surprise to some people.
And, per funny rules, teching the throw is not always your safest option. Some characters can operate on looping that, and in the before times, I'm pretty sure that's a setup for Uranus Infinite.
Yeah, we've unfortunately made the decision to keep Uranus banned. I'm sure she's, cheering on her girlfriend, Neptune. But, I mean, we will have a couple strong Neptune players in tournament, so that's all good. That's all well and good. But yeah, you're gonna see right away how fast Mercury walks in this game. And yeah, already right away we're in there. This is gonna be really hard for Jupiter to escape.
Does she have anything good to guard cancel out of into the situation?
That's the thing, right? Her options are, I mean, she's got SPD, she's got Lariat, which I think Tornado might start low enough to hit Lariat, but it's also kind of a risky option because you can like block and counter guard cancel it as well. So the main thing she wants to try and do is, backdash Coconut and vary her timing. Backdash Coconut's kind of the solution to a lot of Jupiter's problems, but it is difficult to execute if you're not practiced. But yeah, that's one quick
commanding round one.
Oh, and these cross-ups too. I'm kind of impressed ChovySalts has been blocking those. I probably would have got hit. Ooh, not a great trade. Right, there's a throw. Throw tech timing is a little weird. I think it varies based on the throw, because Venus throw is notoriously hard to tech. But I'm pretty sure it's like 12 frames, usually. And I believe you can do it with any button, so if they're like getting up in your grill and you expect them to throw, you can kind of preemptively mash, but I guess be careful you don't get a bad button out. Chip situation there. She could have backdashed, but...
I'm just gonna check.
It can be difficult. This game does have
even if you get out of that situation, like you're still having to deal with more than half health. You could get desperation out, but like, yeah.
Yeah, it really depends on your level of confidence in the matchup, and I think like it's definitely impossible to make like a 50% comeback in this game. Damage is pretty high. Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of guard cancels out from ChovySalts, unfortunately, which, yeah, that's gonna be tough in this matchup. Oof, yeah, and if you get hit by that, combos right into sweep, goes for the tick throw, or I guess throw mix-up. Fun stage, though. This is probably my favorite stage in the game. I guess outside of, like, the secret developer room. Oh, good lariat.
Look, I get it on paper, but I don't get why the door is illegal. It's just too cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. I know people don't like it, but I have no problem with it.
Like, can we just make a ROM hack with the transparency layer 1 off so we can see our feet again?
Okay, good coconut there. Although, yeah. Again, there are a lot of ways to use coconut. Even out of full jump sometimes, it's not a terrible option, but you really got to mix it up. Oh, the chip is a danger here. Ah, dang. Okay, that's going to be 2-0 for Ben Reed.
Alrighty then. Let's see what we have called up in pools next. By the by, you should all tip your waitress tonight. Masa Queen is doing solo TOing for the entire bracket, and she's a huge part of why, I mean, many brackets in general end on a reasonable clip.
Okay, I think next up we should be getting Legs versus Coast Jam. I put Coast Jam down for Moon. I'm not 100% sure, so we can fix that after. But I do want to remind you all, we are doing this for charity, so be sure to hit up the donation links in order to help us support the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project, I think a lot of you already know this, but they are a support network for transgender youth in America. And they've recently been under attack, actually. I think Donald Trump signed some sort of motion or law or whatever, I don't know, this nonsense to, ban the hotline number, I think 988, that'll connect you to the Trevor Project, although their own direct phone number does work. The Trevor Project is still keeping at it, but, they really need our support now more than ever. All right, we're getting into there.
Okay.
And also do check out the match arena we have here, because this does go partly towards the players. 75%, I believe, goes towards a charity, though, so it's a very valid option. Dang.
I joined in at the end of a match when, did that happen while we were doing ad read?
Yeah, was I... Sorry, did I get misled here? I thought that was supposed to be our stream match. 1 second. Okay, looks like Soup and astrodesert. My mistake.
Happened. These things happen. Yeah, GG's likes.
Yeah, that's just the experience of fighting
matches go like that.
against Legs sometimes. That was definitely how I felt, dealing with Mars. All right, let me just double check who's playing who here. All right, Mercury on the lemon lime palette here.
Oh, we
as
got
well.
the. I was gonna call it the jaundice palette, but both work.
Yeah, it's a little funky looking, but that's the power of the creativity of. I don't remember who made all these colors. If someone in the chat knows the lore on Big Zam Edition, let me know. Oh, Koshe. All right, cool. Thank you, Koshe, for all these colors, though, for real. Big fan of the, like, brown Pluto.
Oh my god!
Wow. Double KO? That's nuts. And yeah, old games, so no one gets this point. Yeah, good point from Ben. First double of the night. I'm sure there can be more. I think Soup does have a pretty solid grasp on the character for sure. Maybe a couple of times where like the chain, you know, she chains light kicks and doesn't go right into sweep, but not a big deal. That sweep is so fast too. I think it's 5 frames off the top of my head, so you can just kind of throw a sweep and it's all good. Oh yeah, yeah. Going for a throw there and being a little early on the timing.
Yeah, I'm assuming all of the heavy punch whiffs were throw attempts.
Yeah, Merc's throw OS normal 5 HP really sucks. Yeah, that's a fair statement.
I just find it interesting, like, this is not always true, but in Super Turbo, generally, like the old one-button throw games, if you whiffed a throw, you still had a decent button to back it up.
Yeah,
and
it
in
really
this case,
depends.
You do that, it's 80% bad.
Ouch. Pluto Desperation.
I find Pluto Desperation not as scary because it's one of the few that doesn't do a metric ton on Chippewa.
Oh, they are very, very close here. And yeah, Pluto Desperation, very good move. Wow. Ends up counter-poking the sweep there. That was nice. I wonder if like the tornado actually did pull Astro back. I'm not intimately aware of the hitboxes there, but Mercury sweep's such a good move that like that's a really good option there.
Oh, got stared. Okay.
Yeah, we are trying to feel things out at neutral, but now we're in the corner.
DP does not check Fireball.
Oh, walks into it. That's unfortunate.
God bless lingering Fireballs.
Yeah, you really gotta watch yourself. Right, we're playing out this neutral right now. I guess the one edge Pluto has here, she's got a motion Fireball and not charge, so you know, you can walk forward and guard cancel a lot easier. Mercury can do Tornado, but it's got kind of a short horizontal range. And gets the chip out with...
Like, whereas some characters feel like you still have to ultimately guess even when you have corner pressure, Pluto feels like a wall. If she has you locked down, unless you have either a good reversal or a tool to get out, if your guard cancels are kind of on point, that's just the round. Yo, we're doing computer games here. That's crazy. All right, next up, we're going to have Guru Sailor and Ben Reed.
Is this a inside joke I'm not aware of?
A little bit.
All right. Okay, Gurusum and Ben Reed, yeah. Guru's been a long time fighting game player, but picked up Sailor Moon fairly recently. Is from, God, I'm blanking on their region. But recently got some locals going in their area. Has been playing with some fairly strong players. Yeah, Korn. I don't remember exactly where But yeah, has been playing with players like Inva. Oklahoma. There we
Oklahoma?
go.
That's crazy.
I was like, Iowa? There are too many U.S. states. Straight up.
Yeah. No, you're right.
The ones I remember are, the obvious ones: New York, Florida, California, Texas. I guess NJ's somewhere in there.
And only 1.5 of those are maybe good.
So true. All right.
Okay. We're hovering over Neptune there. Kind of want to see funny command normal overhead shenanigans, please.
Yeah, we've got the 2 blue ones. Notable thing about this game, if someone says, I play the blue one, you can't know who they're talking about. Petra in chat saying this is probably the matchup I'm looking forward to the most. I think I'm looking forward to all of them, but yeah, this is going to be a very good one. I like Guru. We've been, we've played each other a bit. Back when I was playing Neptune, and the Neptune mirror became a little brain melting, which contributed to me picking up Moon.
I'm sorry, I have to be a big advocate of belligerence here.
So true. I mean, we're seeing it in action. Any jump is being answered by DP. And so
the
is
amount of a real fireball war we had there was kind of gross.
Yeah, conventional wisdom is that Neptune's fireball is the worst one in the game, which does not mean a whole lot. But be careful about them jumping at you. That whole arm of hers is a head hitbox, and I haven't gone to talk about this yet. But in this game, you get bonus damage for hitting their head. I'm not kidding. This game has headshots.
Okay.
So that's something you can say about a fighting game.
I had always suspected there was something about
there are conventional counter hits.
On this, but...
There are conventional counter hits too, and it stacks with head damage. So have fun.
Interesting. I'd love to learn. I'm sorry, that looked like a command normal. What was that?
Which one are we talking here?
She did a little flip in the air.
That is her neutral heavy kick. That's it. It's a funny animation.
Okay. That's cool as hell, but that's not my first guess. Good concept. Waits patiently and gets punished with fireball for it. Ben's not leaving the corner for anything, and that's gonna start becoming unfortunate. Okay, there's the good shenanigans. Goes for throw instead. The tornado seems like a really good get-off-me tool in spite of corner, but you still have to potentially trade on that. Guru's getting a lot of freedom to approach here. We're playing Fireball, but... Oh, nope. Finally kind of getting walked back. Wait. Yeah, this just does not seem like the full screen game here, but we might be paying for that finally. Ben's giving them a lot of credence on the corner pressure that he otherwise locked in, but, that's probably why right there.
Alright, apologies. I had to go grab dinner real quick. So we are here. Very close match.
I'm glad there's just a uncomplicatedly flowchart Ken character in this game.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I had these sides wrong. My bad. Yeah, we got 2-0 for Gurusum. Good games.
Are they using the port command from the actual Sailor Moon Discord for this? That's awesome.
Yeah, I believe Leg's own Discord has where Legs runs a weekly Sailor Moon tournaments, Goto's Coconut Throwdown every Monday, and she's implemented a command to run coin flip in that Discord. I wasn't sure if we had that, in the main Discord.
So we should be queuing up Ace Hearts and Valcion next, and that's another name that I recognize from the big SNES Fighters bracket that happened at CEO this weekend.
All right, cool. Yeah, Valcion I've known for a little bit. Also from Florida. I guess it's marked as Rhode Island on the thing because that's probably hasn't updated on start.
It's just funnier to say you live in Rhode Island still, but that's just me. To my memory, at least what I saw in Bracket Run, he's been playing Chibi, but most signs point to Mars otherwise, and
ooh, okay.
I'm a little more terrified of Mars, if I'm being honest.
I think that's like the default position. People will say there's no tier list for this game, and I think I've come to like agree with that. But I think the most like obviously, outwardly strong characters are probably Mars, Mercury, Jupiter. That's kind of the first characters I think people gravitate to. I mean, the power of Mars is that she has one of the better fireballs in the game. Snake, which knocks down. It's basically a low tiger, knocks down, which, really colors a lot of interactions for her. The fact that you have a fireball that knocks down in a game where you can guard cancel into fireball means that at basically any point of the match, you're going to be watching out for Snake crawling towards you to knock you down. All right, we are good to go.
Oh, so we're sticking Chibi here? We doing it? I need you to press that button so I know it's real. Florida debuff, man. Does that mean that I would be better if I wasn't here?
That's crazy. All right, Valcion is a well-known Chibi. Well, fuck me then, I guess. It's all good. It's just funny. There are so many players of this game. I'm not going to remember all of them. Chibi is very funny. This character would not be good if she did not get the best desperation in the game. So we're going to see that sooner or later.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got some options outside of Desp. She's got some very annoying mix-ups. She's got, dive butt, which can cross up.
Yeah. You can do some chicanery off of backdash cancels with the slide. Didn't even need super, okay.
Yeah, everything she's got, or like the normal she's going to use, slide, jumping heavy kick, stuff that can like be very ambiguous. She can backdash cancel slide to be safe. She can cross up with heavy kick. She can even cross up with slide in some situations.
It's just a shame that the rest of the cast has normals that are the size of a city block compared to hers.
Yeah, I think like every character has a normal the size of Chibi or more.
But clearly, that's not stopping Valcion at all.
Yeah, he's just getting the slides in. That's the thing, right? You rely on something like standing light kick, slide's going to beat that.
Jupiter's options for that would be to read, like, you could very easily guard cancel SPD on that. Doing Fireball as a charge would be a little bit less consistent, and I'm not sure that TV doesn't low profile it. Oh, she's got the Ice Gremlin costume.
Oh, and we've got the stage, too, that you were talking about. Yeah, this is a space-time door.
I love the door. Seeing a lot of actions out of guard cancel on Ace's side, it really feels like. Because It's like you have to respect Chibi a little bit on slide, lest they do the backdash and try again. But we're basically waiting until we get back to, like, neutral control there.
Oh, yeah, and here comes the desperation. 23 seconds on the clock. It's going to do a good chunk of chip. I don't think just throwing desperation is going to kill here, though, so she's still got to be a little active. Oh,
looks like
there's
we
a
hit
dragon.
a couple times. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I believe the input is just half circle back in the air, so if you want to backdash into it, you do, you know, half circle back, back, or 6-3-2-1-4-4.
Okay, distancing just well enough to get out of the HK sweep punish.
Alright.
All the heavy kick buttons do so much work for Chibi. Oh, heavy SPD, that's gonna hurt. Also, I don't know how much that 9X is going to indirectly nerf Zamscam.
Yeah, we haven't really had anything to say about that so far, but I feel like that's kind of infamous about this game if you ever looked up much about it. Chibi can just chain backdashes infinitely with good timing and be fully invincible, although, you know, if she does it all the way into the corner, you can cross her up in the corner and try and break it out.
Just 2 seconds left to open up Jupiter. That's not going to happen.
Sorry, I got like hit by the cursor raw there for a second. I hope that didn't come through too much. But yeah. Chibi is a weird character in this game, but weird is good for this game, and she really succeeds in this environment.
Okay. Crouch HK does not even come in contact there. That's kind of funny. That's a trade situation, huh?
Right, text a throw. You don't really see Jupiter normal throw too often anyway, because I mean SPD's right there.
Yeah. If you have the option, just take it. I'm never gonna be as authoritative to say anything is definitively in a character's side or not, but I have to feel like Jupiter loses something by having some of the smallest, like, foot disjoints of the cast. Those are not the long privilege boots she's wearing. Okay, that seems like a good consistent punish for the dive kick jump-ins.
Yeah. This might look like a good situation for Ace Hearts, but Chibi has desperation.
Well, that's 20 seconds. Yeah, that might be enough to just go off a chip alone. Getting a couple good hits here. But we get the throw. Also just dropping desperation inputs constantly.
Yeah, I think it may be time to just go for a throw himself, but it's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, but it's so minus you can just sweep it too. Oh, there you go.
You're like gliding for a year. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, you see a glimpse of what the Zamscam can look like. It'll go through anything. I'm sure we probably won't see a full thing, but you know, it's good to have an idea of what's possible in this game.
There is so much pressure, or like respect for Chibi's pressure here that I think could realistically be contested.
Yeah, I feel like if you're jumping around that much, you can probably pop out a lariat. Very reliable anti-air.
All right, Valcion, I'm going to take it. Like, don't get me wrong, it is good to block, but you need something to keep him from just running rampant with all these deeply committal, like, command normals.
Also, I just want to shout out the little secret promo we got going on here. If you see the QR code on the screen and you scan it, you can enter that code at this secret spot in order to, enter the PRIDEfgc scavenger hunt and get some cool prizes. Definitely check out that link for more info.
I love to find things. All right, we got Wii Sports and Soup up next. Also, I gotta say, Wii Sports is a primo tag. Like,
yeah. Oh, is
I'm
this
too
going to be a
lazy a
Mercury
decade to ever
mirror?
change things. Could be.
Let's see. Okay, no preference on ports. That's fair. I feel like the people who care about ports are the people who are already in the Sailor Moon Discord and have their own coin flip to call, which is nice for us.
It does make life infinitely easier, yeah.
Yeah, I will say Wii Sports, not too familiar with them. Have seen them around like the Plus R scene, which is nice. Always good to see a little anime crossover going on. All right, looks like Soup is taking player one side.
They got it.
Oh, all right, cool. I'll update that. Thank you for the shout. No, not everyone has pronouns listed on StartGG, but I do try to accommodate. Because I mean, that's that's kind of the point. We're doing a charity for, Pride for the Trevor Project. I think that's kind of the beautiful thing about the FGC. I mean, people who are way more eloquent than me have practically written books on how the FGC is just such a very good, open, and accepting space for people of all stripes, all kinds of, LGBTQ identities, and that's really like a beautiful thing to have something that connects us like this, no matter where we're from. It's just like, you got to really make an effort to make your scene, accommodating of trans people. That's all I have to say.
There's not a lot of other giant scale hobbyist things that are still at grassroots, supported primarily by that community.
Yeah, I feel like the next closest thing I can think of is like Magic the Gathering. I know a bunch of mutuals are into Magic the Gathering, but the FGC is just huge, and you can debate on whether or not it's remained grassroots when, the major events like Combo Breaker and EVO are getting more and more expensive. But I think if you go to your locals, you'll see a lot of the same people that are going to these events, because it really does come from the heart. All right, we got a very solid matchup here. I was wrong, though. Looks like Wii Sports is on Neptune.
Okay. I thought that crossed up with the fireball still hit and put Soup on the left side, or Wii Sports on left side, which, funny interaction.
Yeah, beautiful things can happen in fighting games, especially this one.
You gotta love a game where the left-right detection's a little fuzzy. Like,
I mean, people have mentioned in chat about Karna's Revenge. It came up a little earlier when we were talking about like the head damage thing and how Karnaz has weak spots, and fuzzy left-right moments are another big thing in Karnov, and I guess this game as well.
To me, it evokes Street Fighter EX2 more than anything, because that's like the deepest you can jump in and still land in front of someone that I can remember.
God, EX2 is unreal.
Look, I love that game, but
Ben, I would beg to differ about like the port differences, mainly because of like the throw teching situation in this. Characters can like die for teching a throw or having their throw tech, depending on what matchup. In Karnov, you gain some pretty big things, definitely. You get 1 frame advantage if you're on player player 2 side, I believe, +1 frame advantage. So it's big in its own way, but I really don't know. I think Sailor Moon has pretty significant ones. Oh, all right, good tech.
Oh.
And DP.
Okay.
I guess my reason for saying that is like, in this game, ports affect everyone in every matchup, and in Karna's Revenge, I'd say there are a few big characters where it really matters. You know, Mizuguchi, Zazie Jean, maybe Lee to an extent. Inva saying in chat, yeah, port 2 reversal backdash stuff is pretty big. I don't even remember off the top of my head, but I believe on player 2 you can backdash into like specials and throws without having a vulnerable frame, which you can't do on player 1 side.
So, like, I think the biggest thing that we saw in this matchup that I'm kind of leaning in favor is, like,
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit.
We didn't see almost any fireball play from Neptune on that, and I'm starting to think that might have been a big mistake, because it still allowed Mercury to control so much of the movement range on there. Like, it's a bad fireball, but sometimes you just need that to not be in your face anymore.
Yep. It's a good point. Okay, and to clarify, in port 2 you can do backdash block or backdash into backdash without any gaps. And yeah, being able to extend your invincibility through another backdash is pretty big. Will prevent a lot of meaties from happening. Either port can do backdash into throw on wake up, but only player 1 can do backdash throw in neutral. Okay. Yeah, it's a very interesting system level quirk to have that I think a lot of people won't need to focus on until they get like very consistent and advanced in the game. But it's very interesting, you know? I don't think it's bad. Looks like we have Legs versus Astrodesert up next. Yeah, this is losers semifinal, so this is still first to 2, but it's going to be a very good set.
You know what's breaking my heart?
What?
We've not seen a single moon on stream yet.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's
need
literally
to see my super jump shenanigans.
That's literally Sailor Moon, and no one's playing her.
What do you mean no one plays the protagonist?
It can happen more often than you think, I guess. That's actually like a running joke in like the Asuka 120% community, because no one really plays Asuka at like a tournament level.
Tragic.
All right.
Ooh, first Mars.
Yeah, Legs has consistently been like showing up to tournaments, getting results. Notoriously was seeded 3rd at SNSCon, aka Boston Blue Beat Beach episode last year, and got 3rd. So this tournament's not quite as stacked, so Legs is definitely the favorite to win this, I think. But Astrodesert making a very good case for himself.
That's just funny how effective a bread and butter that is.
Oh yeah, the Mars B&B, that's pretty damaging, all things considered. Like, you think this is a hard zoner, but she's kind of got it all. Except her anti-airs are a little spotty, you know, she's got to use Firebird, but it works. But yeah, she kind of lacks like an anti-air button, like a lot of characters have.
So her HP just like straight up horizontal?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, standing HP can sometimes work at ranges, can also trade not too badly for her, to be honest.
But it's far from like a dedicated anti-air.
Yeah, she doesn't have like an uppercut type move.
really trying to guess for a jump there. That also did crazy amount of damage.
Yeah, that must have been counter hit. I assume Legs tried to guard cancel Snake there and got sniped for it. Astro is in a very good spot right now. Yeah, I'm glad mentioning Asuka has got a lot of people talking about how they want to play that game. That game is complicated, and that's why it's fun.
What hardware did that end up getting ported to? Or was it just a console game?
Yeah, it was a native. I think it started on like PC 98 or Sharp something or other. I'm not too well versed in Japanese computers, but it made its way onto PS1 and Saturn, which is the version people play, in America and in France. Asuka won 20% limit over.
So, okay, clarify something for me. The super takes on the arc of the bird, more or less, slightly more generous. Is there a reason to throw the bird out as a mix-up when you're in desperation territory?
Alright, so Mars Desperation is significantly slower on startup. I think it's like 19 frames versus 10 frames. So you can still throw out the normal projectiles in case, they're in like kind of a mid-range where you think they might be able to jump or just do something that'll hit you early.
Because the coverage that Lynx was able to get on that for positioning was crazy. It's like super, bird, super, and then finish with crack shoot on the jump in.
It's very good though, yeah. It's one of the better Desperations. Not quite like core to the character the way Pluto's and Chibi's are, but probably the next best one, if I'm being honest. Most of the Desperations in this are pretty good. I think it's really like Jupiter and to an extent Mercury who have bad ones. Moon's got a pretty decently useful one. Wow. Yeah.
Mars really just decides that she can win in the Fireball War whenever she wants, huh?
Yeah, it's I mean, we've been talking about headshots. Mars gets to have a shotgun in this game.
Oh my god, you're right. So that's a little messed up.
She's kind of had it with all this like, Monster of the Week stuff.
And that works from basically any range too.
Yep, you pretty much
that would be annoying.
You pretty much just need to know, like, how far am I to get, like, how many light kicks am I doing first?
As long as you're kind of consistent on that, then the combo does itself.
Ooh. Well, yeah, that's an example right there. Oh, tries to poke out just a little too early. Also
I feel a lot less bad getting the timing of like when Pluto heavy tornado actually subsides. So a lot of people stronger than me are also just getting hit by the lingering hitbox a lot.
Yep. Oh, well, I got a flip kick of my own. Oh, that was a desperation. Well, that's how it is sometimes.
Tragic.
Yeah, hit the feet.
Like there's definitely some utility in Pluto's being in overhead, but you can usually clock that it's going to happen before you meaningfully get punished for it.
Yeah, it's somewhat slow, to be honest. Her overhead in this matchup, this is actually like a matchup-specific thing, but her close heavy punch is an overhead. It just unfortunately whiffs a lot of crouchers in this game, so it's probably like an overhead by complete accident, but we take those.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's specifically, everyone says, it's most useful in the Mars matchup. I think it works in like the mirror and against Neptune, but Neptune has DP. You're not going to try that on Neptune.
That reminds me of Project Justice and how you have like a high-low or high lane, low lane throw, and your low lane throw is your best dedicated overhead, because it's still like 2 or 3 frames when everyone else has horrifically slow dedicated overheads.
Yeah, that's very funny. The game where you've got the low throw mix-up.
God bless. We got Petra. Oh, they're already in there quick. What are we doing here?
Having a little fun, maybe. I
mean,
I say...
Do you honor, like, a formal agreement here?
I say this character is banned, but I think we're at the level where if 2 people agree to pick her, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, just as a funny ha-ha joke.
I think we're just doing a bit, yeah. The Brad ban has been a little contentious, but I think for the most part, like, the scene has flourished because of it.
I'm not going to complain, but...
Oh yeah, hello T-Curls. Sorry you couldn't make the bracket, unfortunately, but yeah, this stream layout was provided to us by PRIDEfgc, the organizers at Odin's Eye Gaming, who kind of rigged up some custom assets in Tournament Stream Helper. So if you want to run something like this, look up Tournament Stream Helper. That's a project that has been contributed to by a lot of people I know, including Matthias Wolfbrock, a guy I know from Europe who streams a bunch of retro games. But yeah, we've got Guru for a pretty solid opening here. This matchup...
Do you like how much there's an attempt to have a fireball war, even if it's just to mitigate Mercury's approach?
The sweep was so fast there, like, Petra threw it out to try and, like, meaty Neptune, and even though she backdashed it, Neptune's backdash is a bit long, so the sweep was safe. Oh, desperation! You can see Neptune's desperation is a big, huge dragon punch.
Just literally takes you off the screen. That's one of the funniest things in the world.
It's awesome, and it does like 60% if you hit it, it's fine. Yeah, Guru is the one, like, Neptune player that rips desperation all the time, and it's honestly, like, it's real. It threatens you.
I mean, if you have access to the even bigger DP, why wouldn't you want that?
That's right, and I mean, it is substantially punishable, but it does so much damage that, like, it's pretty much worth it. Ooh.
If you don't do that, you're just telling me that you're a coward. DPs aren't about being right, they're making a statement.
Yep, sometimes that statement is I'm right, but that's unrelated.
Yeah, it can happen, but, like, I'm not gonna cry if it's wrong.
Yeah, you know, I'm gambling.
Aren't we all? Okay. Petra's absolutely taking a very, very measured response to, like, corner control. Because your effective range where you can get punished against most of the rest of the cast against Neptune is just bigger. Oh my god! Like I said, we're making a statement.
I don't know if it's the right one to be making right now, though.
Hey, look.
Look. Yeah.
It'll work out. Probably.
You know, shoot for the moon and you'll land in the stars, right?
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna counter. If Guru does it again. Just let him land safely so he can try again.
Oh, we are right in the situation here.
I'm still starting to really agree with using Neptune Fireball to at least like
Oh no!
invalidate some of the pressure, but at least we went out swinging.
Yeah, only so much you can do there.
Are we deliberating here?
I don't think either of them are switching, but yeah, I won't rule it out.
I kind of regret waiting so long to get like the FX Pack Pro for one Super Famicoms locally because the custom chip to play the arranged soundtrack especially pops on Character Select. They do a doo-wop rendition of it. It's incredible.
Oh, for sure. There's got to be some way to like load that up on Mister, right? I'm just not too tech savvy when it comes to that.
Yes, there is. It's Retro Revival did that for CEO Taku 2023, I want to say.
Seems good.
It's fantastic. Okay.
I'm being told by Orange, quote, "You just put it on there." Sounds good.
Done. No work. Fantastic. So Guru is not letting Petra get any closer, but that was really about it for a while there. It feels like jumping into guard cancel DP has happened every round start. That's not really hurt Petra all that much.
Just a lot of jungle out here. Oh my god.
That might have hurt Petra a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to do better off a combo than winning the match, yeah.
So are we just gonna try and space out Mercury for the next 40 seconds?
Yeah, I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Not anymore, at least. This is the most Neptune Fireball I've seen in my life.
If Petra is like crazy, she's gonna do Desperation and snipe Guru's Fireball attempt, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oof.
Oh, both of them jumping.
That wasn't real!
Ooh.
That was just heavy DP!
To be fair, both DPs are not super invincible. It's just like they're invincible enough to really be annoying. But yeah, there you have it. Guru's saying we all know it was a DM. True.
But if we got the damage off of that, that would have been a different story. All right, we got Ben Reed and Valcion up next on stream.
Yeah, that could have been pretty epic.
So we got the Florida team kill. Crazy stuff.
Once again, I just want to remind you, while we all have the QR code on screen, be sure to scan it to get your secret code. Enter it over here for the scavenger hunt to get some cool prizes. I haven't actually checked up in the Matcherino in a minute.
I'm pretty sure I'm still top of the pile in the Matcherino.
Well, that's good. That's a good goal to have.
If someone donates more than me, I will try and compete with them.
Yep, let's take a look at the money here. We got $45.09 to the players and $134.16 to the Trevor Project. That's pretty impressive off like just one game's donation pool.
Like I say, do you know what our numbers compared to other brackets have been so far?
It looks like Ben is going to be port 1.
Okay. I like that the port command just assigns you a port instead of like being an actual coin flip.
Yeah, it's very funny. I mean,
It's
that's
a
the
very
power of
small
technology.
distinction, but it matters.
Let's see.
Oh, right.
I feel like, yeah, by the numbers, it looks like we're actually pretty far ahead. I mean, Street Fighter 6 is definitely beating us by a little bit. I think they got 40 and
Crazy that.
120. Actually, no, Sailor Moon is ahead of Street Fighter 6 for right now. I don't know if Street Fighter 6 happened today or if that's tomorrow, but...
Yeah, that might make a big difference there, ultimately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like Street Fighter 6 is tomorrow. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I will donation match up to about 100 because I'm crazy. So, if you want to beat me on the leaderboard there, I have at least a little money to burn through. I really do love the Ice Gremlin Chibi palette. It might be the best thing in the game for me.
Funny bit of lore from Zam earlier.
God.
Apparently every character in the game has an Akuma-based palette, which explains all the darker ones. Like, was it Neptune that had a red-haired one specifically like Akuma?
Yeah.
But they all have an Akuma-related one, except for Chibi.
I had no idea that was supposed to be Akuma.
Yeah, so Chibi has an Oni-based palette, which is really funny.
Oh my god.
Oh,
okay.
The backdashes. See? It's possible. It can happen. Even
this feels like a harder environment to be consistent with that.
Yeah, even in the darkest depths of SNES 9X, it'd be like that sometimes.
Look, you're not always going to be playing in optimal conditions. Fightcade bracket is what makes or breaks people. So does Chibi have any real good options out of corner other than like trying to get backdash throw? I'm inclined to think no, but I can definitely just say words and then chat will correct me.
That's true. I made the decision to not include chat overly on stream, but it's still fun replying to them, so... anyone watching this on YouTube, no. You weren't here live, that's too bad.
Yeah. And if you're watching this, I don't know, a couple years down the line, you can just imagine I'm talking to myself. Can't imagine not being here live, though. That sounds like a skill issue.
Oh,
that being said, we only need to close out one more round for Ben.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
Valcion is not gaining that life lead here. Supremely not.
All it takes is a couple good desperations. I think Ben Reed is pretty on the ball, though.
We need to stop whiffing the desperation input. Well, that sounds like Ben Reed's pretty on the ball.
Yep, that's going to be Ben Reed taking it. And that should bring us pretty close to finals, right?
I have no idea where we're in bracket, but that's because I refused to look at the start GG.
That's fair. Yeah, I think we got a couple more matches before we're in the top 3.
Okay. Well, we do have winners finals lined up. And as far down as losers quarters, so I'm assuming we're going to be pulling up the lower end of bracket here a little bit. And it seems correct. We got Soup and Guru Sailor.
Yeah, Soup.
Soup?
I don't know Soup too well, actually. I know them mostly from, like, what's it called? The developers of Tough Love Arena are making Scramble Heart City. That's the one, which is a tag game, which looks shaping up to be pretty cool.
I know Soup as the New York cryptid. Well, I've only talked through Friends of Friends, but pretty sure like they've done art for Red Perry NYC at least.
I see, yeah. Despite like being relatively close, because I'm up in Toronto, I've never actually been down to like NYC FGC stuff, and I guess I kind of missed my window for a while, at least, given everything else going on.
I'm not gonna blame you.
It looks like we're going in. Actually, hold on. No, that is a different set. False alarm.
I know. We saw a match start up. We get excited. We're still in the roll phase here. And Guru on port 1.
All right.
So we should be starting up here momentarily.
Once this gets started, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break.
And I'm not.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If we both went, that'd be kind of bad for the stream. I'm just saying.
Nah, we got it.
All right. I like seeing the Fightgate chat because people are clearly trying to figure something out. I just see what happened to my projectile, question mark, question mark, question mark.
I saw sorry forgot to plug controller in, which I don't know how we get to that point, but
it happens. I've done it, unfortunately.
Look, I have the computer stick. I have the computer controller. They don't leave here.
That's true. I swap controllers pretty often. All right, I'm gonna be right back. We got
no worries. We're in
Guru,
here.
Let's see. Guru on player 1. Okay, yeah, everything's correct.
We've not seen a moon tonight. We've not seen a Venus tonight. Is Venus going out of fashion? Or is it just precious few people that played her in the first place? Good funny jump in. Guru should go moon. You're right. You can say that about any one bracket, and I will agree with that. That being said, good God. Guru's pressure is deeply oppressive. Soup got in about one good hit. And you're already playing against someone who's much more willing to slow down and check the fireball war, so you need to start controlling neutral with Mercury buttons, which is absolutely a thing you can do. But Guru is already inherently a little bit less afraid. / maybe actually winning fireball wars here a little bit. Oof. Okay, Guru taking first point there. But we're going to need to control the times bit corner advantage because Guru does not seem to be afraid to just walk out. Neptune kind of has a very long-reaching sweep, so there's some room to kind of low-profile the tornado, and that's an option that a lot of other characters don't get in quarter. That looks cancelable. It probably is cancelable. Probably kind of scary. Gets the jump in. And we're just racking up damage and pressure. Soup back in the corner. Walking our way out, using Tornado almost exclusively now. Managed to trade the jump in against DP, but this is still a little dire.
Oof. All right. Who won the first one?
Guru.
Cool.
Jump in with the DP guard cancel punish.
Yeah, I guess the main thing.
Characters.
Soup doesn't really know exactly how to kind of try and pressure Guru because the threat of DP is always there. Oh!
A little bit of that. I think it's that Guru is so willing to use a bad move to check any of Soup's fireball pressure.
Well, you talk about it, and there it is.
And there was talks like, we're scared bracket might run long. This game does go by from a TO perspective, a god-blessingly fast clip sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
All right. And Masa's going ahead queuing up winners finals.
Cool. All right. This is going to be our first, best 3 out of 5 set so far.
Oh no, yeah. TOing SMS is so nice to run. Yeah. Never gonna complain about that. That is the one thing I'm envious about, like, TOing primarily puzzle games over fighting games is y'all have the infrastructure to end in like an hour and a half if you really want. And there's such a wide breadth of games in that genre. It's like, just keep going until someone does definitively better. So, y'all are blessed with the timetables you were given.
Right. We do have to troubleshoot this. 1 second.
What do we have going on? Oh.
We have the match where we can't play on Fightcade.
So what is our solution here? Because at least context clues that I've seen between Discord and chat, are we?
I guess we'll have to move over to the other
streaming
chat.
an in-person set?
We are, yes. That's the only thing, only option we have here.
Okay.
Okay, let me try and get this going from Discord. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean no audio either, but we'll figure it out. There's some pretty amazing things going on here.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. We didn't quite get... I don't know if you got that on stream yet, but there was the... Oh, was that a demo? That was a demo. I'm like... sorry. I saw the moon and I got excited. It's like, oh, we got a bunch of damage doing like the super on wake up situation. And then the Mercury just walked into it a second time. Like, wait,
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know
this is
what exactly we want to be doing here. Let me fiddle with the numbers a bit.
okay. I'm intrigued by this setup. What are we? This is Super Nintendo with Brooks.
That should be as good as we're gonna get. 1 sec.
This is a very, very 8-inch CRT. Oh,
Yeah, we
God
figured
bless.
it out.
Okay. Well, while that's going on, I'm gonna do all of our Twitch commands because we are raising money for the Trevor project. So there's a couple different avenues you can go through. Exclamation donate is for the Tiltify for a direct
Sorry.
donation. We have the Matcherino, which is a split between the charity pool and the player pool. 75% is going to the Trevor Foundation, and all for good cause. And if someone wants to try and take my spot on the Matcherino leaderboard, I will donate more to take it back as a funny bit. And if you don't, I'll still probably donate $100 anyway. So, but you should challenge me. So, oh, yep, we do have this situation solved here finally.
Oh,
And gets hit with
desperation?
the funny spiral arrow. That's great.
Okay, sorry.
Right, this is not the real game. Why would I keep thinking this?
I
I am
figured it
like a
out.
baby. I have no object permanence.
I can't believe that worked. What happened there? What?
I'm so glad the demo
Wait.
actually knows how to play the game.
Was that? Oh, okay. Okay, no, we're playing
No,
now.
that was the real match.
No, I think that was the demo.
It was.
Oh my god. Can help? I don't.
Oh my god.
That's yeah. Some of you would know exactly what the demo looks like. That's fair.
We're hovering over Moon here.
Is
Is anyone in this bracket going to give me the character I want to see?
Let me double check that we're actually playing this time.
Hey.
I think this is real. Yeah, this is real.
Okay. Yeah, someone should pick Uranus. Just do it. I don't care. I care.
Sounds fake.
Go back to Moon.
All right, yeah, this must be actual colors.
Okay, we're looking at a real match here finally. Don't you just love to like trade guard cancel fireballs?
It's very funny seeing like the little transparency effects that are being rendered because we're getting like secondhand feed of a CRT. That's really cool, actually.
No, it looks slick.
It doesn't. It looks a little weird, but it's fun. I think. Oh,
Yes, but
desperation.
it's slick in the like. Oh man, the authenticity.
Ooh, yeah. I think that was kind of checkmate. Probably would have been slow enough to catch the backdash.
We're just lucky. I shouldn't say lucky. They probably definitely know what they're doing. But like, some people don't quite have their captures tuned correctly to not get some weird artifacting on like the 60 frames per second shifting fireballs.
Yeah, all things considered, this could be a lot worse.
Yeah, readability's fine.
It's because we're not in Japan. Oh, throw to throw. That was kind of fire.
Okay.
Oh, are we doing a little trolling? Yeah, we're doing a little trolling.
Teensy bit.
Don't think that legs would have any reason to switch here.
For the culture.
Oh, yep. Tornado catching whatever the guard cancel option was there.
Ooh, back dash throw, okay.
First time I think we've seen Mercury breakdance, which is her DP. Not an amazing move, to be honest, but it works.
Soup did it a few times in neutral, but it's still not super common. Okay.
Oh, we're backdashing. Right? Bread and butter into the corner. This is pretty even. I mean, of course, you know, these two have played so often, which even itself is an understatement, as a lot of people know. Oh, the throw. There's one thing we know about Legs, she loves throw.
Look, old game throws feel fantastic. My favorite beginner trap with this again is always just like, oh, throw catches a lot. Unless you were literally out of range, there's a lot of situations where you're still mine.
Definitely,
Playing
yeah.
a real runaway game here. Oh.
Oh, the tornado.
Just slice through the remaining life like butter. That's crazy.
Petra's up 2 right now. Honestly, even though there's like a lot of counterplay to Fireball spam, I think characters like Mercury and to an extent Moon, it's very fun to just put them in the corner and use your light Fireball. All the time as Moon, I'll kind of autopilot into that, and I mean, sometimes people will be able to guard cancel and blow me up for it, but it's all good.
There's just some things that feel so right that you're legally obligated to at least do it for a couple reps. It's just a vibe check. Okay, so we're getting a lot of mileage off of Fireball and then sweep checking for any forward movement. Sometimes you just got to narrow your character down to like 2 or 3 buttons and they start opening up, oddly enough. Oh boy. And the tornado forcing a counter hit, so that probably did not help out at all.
The game does kind of help you narrow it down, because I mean, you're not using your punch buttons. It's just straight up. Punches are for specials.
Yeah, they just show that you whiffed your Fireball. What's the problem? Good God. Mercury sweep is doing a lot of work. Oh, no.
Yeah, you can see there how good Snake is. It's going to be a little tricky to work your way back in here, but yeah, both of them, Legs and Petra, very close in life. And again, they've played each other so often, they just have a lot of very good reads on each other. So it's really anyone's game. I think Legs is getting very close. Yeah, now we've got Desperation on the table, but Throw takes it. Oh yeah, even like jumping in and landing on the snake too. It's really annoying to deal with. Right, cross
Deeply
up.
active.
Oh,
okay.
Was crouching though, so standing heavy kick whiffed.
It's rough out here.
At least I think that's what happened. Right, very good game for Legs so far. Of course, Mercury is probably one of the best characters for fighting back out of the corner, I think. As you know, 2 fireballs to try and counter there. And her tornado does reach low enough to hit Snake, which is really helpful. Okay. Yeah, so far Fireball coming out faster for Mercury, so she gets to block Snake in time. Oh, this is really close. One hit. Oh, does not backdash Big
Time to get a lot of
Snake.
chip. Tragic.
I'm actually not 100% there. Like, again, I haven't played this game enough to know like what every character's backdash timing is ideally against Mars Desperation there. So I'm not 100% sure if that still would have clipped Mercury. Oh, now we're on the secret dev stage. That's nice. If we get all the way to the other side, we're going to see the funny waving arms man. There he is for a second.
So, like, this is... Do they actually have a production staff credits on this?
I don't 100% know. I've never played this single player. I don't know what the credits look like, but I'm sure they got something.
I have, and I've still never seen it because I've not tried using the ABS system at all.
It's fine. You just gotta not put points in the... What's the one? Cuteness that makes you like randomly fail your specials sometimes? Ooh, big combo.
Okay. So Petra's threatening to close this one out.
Okay, according to Orange, credits are only online, so I assume there's none in the game, and people probably got the source from somewhere. Maybe they revealed it in like a magazine or something, as was the style at the time. Air throw.
Okay. Ooh, rare air throw.
Oh, drops the B&B though. Yeah, when you're really deep into the set, you're both kind of making mistakes. That's when fighting games are their best. Text to throw.
Okay.
Oh, and Petra's gonna take that 3-1.
All right. GG's. It's crazy to have one stray match, potentially two, on actual, like, real hardware littered on an online tournament otherwise.
Yeah, that's very funny. I'm glad we got to make that happen.
All right, we're going back to lower bracket. We've got Ben Reed and Guru Sailor again.
Yeah, I guess we should jump back into the other voice chat because I don't think we're gonna have to see. Well, we might. There's a chance we see the same matchup again, actually. So hang tight.
Time will tell. I'm hopping over.
Yep.
So, before we start this, hopefully they've not just barreled through it. I'm going to extend a bit. Whoever just picks Moon first, you don't have to win. I'm just going to donate $50 to the match arena because we're getting very deep into bracket, and I know none of y'all seem to play this, but I'm out here tonight. I need to see it. Someone help me.
All right. Looks like Ben is on player one this time.
Okay. Like, I don't care if we don't see Venus. That's not hurting me as much. Okay, cool. Thank God.
Oh, they're both doing it. Well, thank you.
All right, let me go put in another $50.
This matchup's very funny too. I wonder if Omni Rapid and the Boston crew are here for this. I know T Curls is in chat. Please let people know what is happening right now. This is perhaps unheard of. I don't think either of these two have played Moon too often in tournaments, so this is just a special kind of thing you can expect to happen at a charity event.
Just play Guile. It's fine.
Oh, throw. There's some very good throw animations too, I gotta say. Moon is so funny because like she has everything to just play against herself.
Oh
her
my god,
mix-ups,
this is so funny.
Her mix-ups are so funny because you've got like the hop, you've got throw into hop, you've got like throw into backdash, heart into hop, and all sorts of shenanigans with this character.
Okay. We got a 1-1 within the set, so it was not a throwaway option for either player if they picked this character.
I mean, it goes to show you, right? If you can play Moon, you can play this game. Or maybe that's the other way around, I don't know. But yeah, you know, no bullshit. This character's awesome. I think a lot of people, you know, for understandable reasons, kind of place her in the middle. She doesn't have quite as long legs as everyone else. She's mostly invested in like having good projectiles, but she has some funny stuff.
The hitbox on her sweep is interesting because that actually allows her to low profile some fireballs if you time it right.
Yep.
Oh, ends up being kind of a decent like corner tool against Mercury. All right. Look, I got my entertainment for the night. All we're doing, this is just the bit. All right, thank you so much.
Well, I love that. I love that.
Oh, okay. Doing off the wake up. Flash kick, like, that was such a choice.
The little fireball chirps are really funny to me. Oh, forward dash, back dash. There are layers to this game, and we are unraveling them. And it smells strong, and it's making me cry like an onion. Oh my god. I do appreciate the shoutouts to like the English names in the chat. Serena, that's very good. I don't like know all my Sailor Moon. My experience comes from this game and like memes that people have posted online. But
look,
honestly, I think Jupiter would SPD.
My experience with Sailor Moon growing up was it's on my local television network. Before I went to like elementary school in the morning.
Yeah.
And I think my parents were a little worried about me.
That's fair. Oh, mix up? Yeah, she can crouch. Ooh. Desperation move. Yeah, there you go. I've been saying this move is not bad. It's
not, but it kills me every time that it's not an invincible reversal.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It out.
Well, yeah, that's.
Not
I mean, you can wait for it.
I want it to be wake up super, and it never works out for me, and I cry every time.
As far as I know, you can do that. Yeah.
Me not being good at it's a different thing.
Well, true. That's true. Oh, yeah.
For the sake of charity, I will throw away my dignity. God bless.
Oh, that's good. You know, I decided I might as well contribute to the charity as well. So we are sitting at 8530 for the players, 254.70 for the charity, and uncountable numbers, I'm sure, that have gone directly to the Tiltify link over here. Oops, that's just donate. I forgot. There we go. Going to be legs versus Guru this time. Let's see. That is losers finals. Best 3 out of 5. This has been really good. It's I'll admit it's been a bit of a rough week, so you know it's very nice, very fun to hop on here and do something good for charity and have laughs about it. You know, everyone's got to play fighting games and enjoy them. You know, at the core of it, it's good to be competitive, but it's even better to have fun.
I think this is a game that could do for a real good like auction tournament sort of format if you want to fundraise. Because I know the one that stuck out to me is like this year with a Tekken combo breaker.
Oh, where people were getting crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like everyone can sort of play a character on this. You can get their building blocks, but you're not going to be thrown into the deep end if it's a character that you just don't feel as strong about.
Yeah, I feel like if you've got like a base fighting game competence, if you know how to do like DPs and maybe 360 if you get Jupiter, then you're pretty solid.
Well, like a lot of the archetypes on this are, hey, here's a super turbo character, but they also have something else stapled onto them that's really weird.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like who matches up, and there's really not a lot. People will call Neptune a Shoto, but her Fireball is kind of a weakness, so she really plays along with these like long-limbed attacks that are hard for people to deal with. Oh, let me switch to sides. There we go. We've got Guru on player 1, Legs on player 2.
Oh, we have to have such a measured approach with the DP character? That's funny.
Okay, jump in, full B and B.
Ooh.
Overhead time? Maybe not. Oh, goes for the chip, but yeah, backdash a strong option. So is jumping light kick. Yeah, Neptune really puts you in the vortex where, as Orange has always said, you gotta be good and hit them with the mix. Oh, air throw. Nice. I love air throws. I don't know what the window is to tech those, if it's easier or harder compared to grounded throws.
At least in my experience, playing Moon, like most of the time your normals are so long that the actual range of an air throw just gets stuffed out.
Yeah, it's pretty rare that you're actually in a position for it. Oh, just walking in.
Sits there.
Doesn't
I love
matter.
the statement. I'm not walking it back, but maybe this is the time where we confirm the super instead of just throw it out.
Okay, overhead. Oh, backdashes it. That's, you know, fair enough. I guess you would backdash the overhead if you weren't sure what's coming. Yeah, and I think Neptune DP, like, the best thing about it is it prevents you from, like, going for cross-ups if the knockdown is not, like, that long for you. And I think a lot of other characters can't, like, effectively prevent you from mixing them the way Neptune does. Oh, catching the backdash, though. Alright. Oh, desperation? Oh, no!
Okay. We needed to land that combo because Guru is not winning out on the single hit trades in terms of raw damage.
Yeah, we'll see what adjustments they make in this game.
Raw HK, clearly.
Well, I mean, HK is pretty good on both of these characters. That is kind of the problem, though. When you're playing, like, neutral against Neptune, her normals are going to solidly outrange yours. That's generally why, like, fireballs are so good against her. Oh, backdash. Okay, swings. And she does so much damage, too. Okay, good backdash. Yeah, it goes to show you how good backdash can be at avoiding these fucked up chip situations that characters put you into. I guess from that range, Neptune can crouch it, though. Not there. Yeah, classic Legs Desperation. Oh. Guru just jumping in, no matter what. And it's kind of working. I mean, again, Mars doesn't have, like, the kind of anti-airs a lot of other characters do. Although, I think Leg can do something about that. Probably at least, like, heavy punch. Good call to backdash there.
The crack shoot special, that's just a combo finisher functionally. That's not like a good, maybe anti-air, like...
It's pretty
something
spotty.
to step out approach.
Yeah, if you ever look at the hitboxes on... I think for now they're on Super Fighting Wiki, but people plan to move them over to Dust Loop to make them more accessible, because I mean, that wiki, I don't think there are a lot of people who are editing on that wiki. But yeah, this game has pretty good resources, and I mean, the community is nice and welcoming. I can say that from experience, so it's definitely worth just getting into and asking people for help with the game.
We got both hits on the overhead there, but then we just kind of walked away.
Yeah, I think Guru just wasn't planning on that to happen. You could probably DP off of that. This is a very good position right now for legs, but they're just kind of making motions at each other right now. Okay, throw, overhead.
Okay.
Things are happening here.
Oh boy. Well, if you're in a situation where you don't want to get Mars that low of health without being able to confirm a kill. Otherwise,
yeah, I guess
the entire screen is a threat.
It's just, you know, it's hard to plan around that. You know, things are going to hit in neutral, and you're going to be in a position where the character's at, what is it, 20% health?
Yeah. You're in a real do well, but not too well sort of, like, liminal space, and if you're not prepared for that, suddenly a character lights up at 10% health.
Yeah, like here you go. Now all that damage, you're going to put Mars in desperation, but good throw. Nice, bread and butter.
I'm getting caught on the jumps, but like I can't really knock Guru for that. I don't know what other approach you have other than just a good jump in button and praying.
Yeah, because it's like you want... Mars is going to be throwing Snake all the time. That's what you expect, so it's going to be hard to walk at her on the ground. Okay, tick throw. Oh, that would have been crazy if that hit, but nope.
I wanted it to, but I can only dream so hard here. Yeah, guard crush or guard cancel Snake is so good at putting an end to corner pressure.
Oh,
like
and the
one
bird
guess and then it's suddenly all over.
Yeah, this is a very tough position to be in.
Didn't quite get the combo. Smart not to jump. Okay.
That Guru has blocked leg into the corner.
Are we desperation ready on leg's end, though? The fact that we're not doing it lends me to think no, but we're at the last 10 seconds here. Anything can happen.
Yeah, now it comes out for sure. Well, maybe not. Oh, yeah, this is probably leg's game. Oh, that's too good, getting the one swing at the end there, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, no air throw.
Ooh, that is a bad round start.
Yeah, do you like taking like 55% on round start? No? No, that's too bad.
To be fair, Guru has just as much access to that too.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he has access to right now. Doesn't look like a lot, but there's always backdash. Ah, dang. Good jumping light kick. And a perfect too, yeah. Might have been the first perfect we've seen on stream.
Ben pulled one that was close, but unfortunately, Chip whittled away at it just a little bit.
Yeah, Leg's looking to have Guru's number right now. Throw, that's going to do a chunk of damage. And kill, actually. Well, there you have it.
What a way to close out Losers Finals. So,
I'm
we're back
clipping
to the
that. I don't
CRT
care.
dimension.
God.
Oh.
We really are, huh? That wasn't the plan, but you know. Hold on. That means
you adapt.
Yeah, that means Legs is coming from losers. All right, there we go. This is going to be so funny. All right, let's go back into the booth. Isn't that something?
Happy Pride Month. Coincidence? Surely.
I mean, you know, love wins. That's what they say. All right, well.
Okay.
That's such a funny way for this to end, and that means we're not getting the beautiful game sound, but, you know, we'll make do.
Just pull up the Arrange album on YouTube really quick. No one will know. Anyway, well, we have a second while it's getting sorted. No, it's happening now. But anyway, I'm still going to throw out the donate and Matcherino commands since this is wrapping up here. If you've enjoyed what we saw tonight, go ahead. We're raising money for the Trevor Project. The direct option is through tiltify.com. And there is also Matcherino, which does a 75-25% split from charity to players. Claim codes. We got codes. And it's time to press buttons.
Okay.
Petra port 1, legs port 2. I clicked the Matcherino like 7 times. You can too. That's correct.
Okay, no, that's not the arranged one. I'm having trouble finding it right now.
Heck, give me 1 sec.
Yeah, we are totally ready to go.
Give me 10 more seconds, and if I can't turn it up, then we'll just deal. Okay, found it.
All right.
Throwing this in the production chat. Is it the just the doo-wop character select theme? Yes, but you know what? It's what we deserve.
All right, I'm waiting.
I feel like this is the most appropriate closer song we got. Okay, video game time. I had to unmute stream just a second to hear that it's going through, and it is. This is amazing. Okay. Wow, we sure love throwing fireballs in place, not gaining even, like, sometimes an inch. Blake's starting to get the We just really need one good B&B, and that's going to decide most of the round, huh? Good throw. That's going to put legs in corner situation, but again, we're giving Mercury, or we're giving Mars a lot of room to operate in corners still.
Yeah.
And that's
this is kind
of
an incredible situation we've got going on here. All right, backdash, catches it with HK, and the throw. Yeah, there's kind of like an RPS going on here where throw will typically be guard cancel options because they're not throw invincible. I'm not 100% sure if that applies even to like specials that are normally invincible, like Mercury DP, well, Mars doesn't really have anything invincible besides backdash. That's part of the problem for her, but honestly, like having proper invincibility is kind of a rarity in this game. Okay, Guru confirming throwable specials are still throwable. Oh, but yeah, there you see it. Guard cancel snake, and the throw is going to beat that.
Oof. That throw did a massive amount of damage. Like, I'm sorry, conspiracy brain. I know there's counter damage, but sometimes, like, the end of a health bar, it really feels like
they
invented the MVC one thing. Yeah,
they invented like reverse
you a little over the edge.
Reverse guts, you know.
That's kind of what I'd say. And again, it's probably not true, but every time that I look at it, it's like every time.
Yeah, it went up from like 20%
I thought it was going to.
up to like 25, 30%. Definitely feels that way. Ooh.
Like in MVC 1, sometimes supers will just push you over the edge a little bit. It's very funny.
All right, I did find the playlist on this channel, so we'll go through the rest of them.
Okay. I got my doo-wop and I got my moon mirror. This is a perfect bracket to me.
They are in reverse order though, so people might be put off by that. It's the best we can do.
Okay. Jumps the jump in, and we actually close it out.
Oh, catches a backdash for sweep.
I don't remember who got point last time, but we are not at a 0-0 right now.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I missed that too.
Does anyone want to be on the honor system in chat?
Yeah, chat, help us out. Ooh, gets him with the tornado. I'm going to just roll with 1-to-1. Petra up 2. Okay, thank you. Appreciate the honesty.
Not really know what
this version of the theme goes crazy.
Would help, but oh my god, yeah. I get why Retro Revival went the extra step to have the arrange album for this Taku bracket.
Oh, cross-ups in the corner.
Oof. Being able to cross a backdash feels so good because people people either get caught by it, or if you do adjust, then I can't feel mad because goddamn, good pivot.
Yep. Oh, really good situation.
What is this game if not fireball and sweep?
It's going to be a little funny if like we went through all those close sets and then it's just a 3-0 sweep on Petra. But you know, I guess it has been about 2 hours of streaming, which is pretty good, you know? Running a bracket of about 15 people, give or take a couple DQs.
That's a good timeline.
Yep. Fireball, sweep, and throw, the fundamental elements of Sailor Moon.
That's what they said in the manga too.
Yep. Oh, these I gotta switch to music because these videos are like 30 seconds longer than they need to be.
Yeah, right. We're trying our best out here.
Coming down to it, but that's gonna wrap it up. Petra does take Grand Finals 3-0.
You know, we can't get dinged for copyrights on this, so we have to cut the music short. You understand.
Of course. Yeah. All right, well, that's going to wrap up PRIDEfgc. GG's, very just good sets back to back. It's a bit of an understatement to call them good. I mean, we saw some very awesome high-level Sailor Moon here. A lot of good character variety. Got the Moon Mirror for funny points, and that's going to be everything. I'll just remind everyone once again to donate, support PRIDEfgc over here. Thank you for your assist.
My part.
And I don't know what other games happen to be streaming right now. Let me just double check real quick, see if we can raid off to anyone. But yeah, while you're here, feel free to scan that QR code and enter in the secret scavenger hunt for PRIDEfgc that we're running all week. Let me see, I don't think anyone else is on right now. Let me just scan the other events real quick. But if not, you know, I'm looking forward to the mystery tournament that I think is on Sunday.
If not, could I make a recommendation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Classic Tetris is streaming right now.
Alright. I actually do see them still streaming Guilty Gear Strive, so I'm going to raid over to MashersFGC. But Classic Tetris is very good as well. I do appreciate the shout. See you all later, everyone.